Breaking news. The Federal Reserve is reportedly testing XRP for cross-border settlements. Could this send XRP to $10,000? The cryptocurrency world has been buzzing with rumors of a groundbreaking development. Sources claim that the Federal Reserve is secretly testing Ripple's XRP for its potential to handle cross-border payments. If this turns out to be true, it could change everything we know about global financial systems, and it might even push XRP's price to a staggering $10,000. But what exactly does this mean for XRP, its price, and the future of finance? Let's break it down. To understand why this is a game changer, we need to first look at what's going on behind the scenes. The Federal Reserve, which controls monetary policy in the United States, has been testing various blockchain and digital assets for the future of cross-border settlements. A report from anonymous sources suggests that XRP is being considered as a potential solution for faster, cheaper international payments. Ripple's XRP ledger has been praised for its ability to process transactions in seconds compared to the days it takes with traditional systems like SWIFT. If the Fed were to integrate XRP into the U.S. financial system, it could mean that XRP becomes the backbone of global transactions. With the Federal Reserve driving adoption, this could also encourage other central banks to follow suit, putting XRP at the center of the global financial infrastructure. Right now, SWIFT is the dominant network for international payments, connecting thousands of banks and financial institutions worldwide. But, it has some serious drawbacks. It's slow, expensive, and doesn't work well with modern technology. Transactions can take days to complete and often come with high fees. XRP, on the other hand, was built to solve those very problems. It leverages blockchain technology to offer faster, more efficient transactions. Ripple's on-demand liquidity technology enables instant and low-cost transactions across borders, something that SWIFT can't match. This makes it highly attractive for businesses and financial institutions. Ripple claims that XRP can process a payment in seconds compared to 3 to 5 days for the traditional systems. This speed is a game changer in the financial world. If the Federal Reserve sees the value in this technology, it could completely disrupt the SWIFT network, and other central banks would likely follow. This could lead to a major shift in how global payments are handled. This is where things get exciting and where things get tricky. Let's talk numbers. If XRP were to become the official settlement layer for the global financial system, the demand for XRP would explode. But here's the catch. The price of $10,000 per XRP being thrown around doesn't exactly add up when you consider the market cap and the total supply of XRP. Right now, the global GDP is around $94 trillion. This figure represents the total value of all goods and services produced across the world in a single year. If XRP were to replace SWIFT and become the go-to currency for cross-border payments, the market cap of XRP would need to exceed this, potentially reaching hundreds of trillions of dollars. This would mean a massive shift in the financial landscape. For XRP to hit $10,000 per coin, the total market cap of XRP would need to be well over $500 trillion, which is higher than the combined value of the entire global economy. This scenario would require unprecedented adoption and integration of XRP. While this makes for an exciting theoretical price prediction, it's important to keep in mind that this is an unrealistic figure when considering the current state of the world economy. Such a valuation would require a complete overhaul of the current financial systems and global economic structures. That said, XRP's price could see significant increases as its real-world utility continues to grow. If central banks begin adopting XRP for cross-border payments, demand for the coin would rise, which would likely push the price upward, just not to the $10,000 level that some are predicting. Let's address the rumors. Many of the claims about XRP being tested by the Federal Reserve are still unconfirmed. While it's true that Ripple has forged several high-profile partnerships with financial institutions, including SBI Holdings and Santander, the idea of the Fed fully integrating XRP into its settlement system is still speculative. At this point, however, it's worth noting that the Federal Reserve has been exploring digital currencies and has been open to the idea of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. If the U.S. government and the Federal Reserve decide that XRP is the most efficient solution for global payments, the adoption of Ripple's technology could be imminent. This would have significant implications for XRP's price, even if the coin doesn't reach the mythical $10,000 mark. The XRP army has been rallying around the coin for years, constantly pushing for adoption and recognition in the global financial system. Now it seems like their efforts are finally paying off. Ripple's ISO 20022 compliance and its growing list of institutional partnerships make XRP the most institutionally friendly cryptocurrency on the market. Central banks and financial institutions are much more likely to adopt XRP because it's already compliant with the regulations that many other cryptocurrencies haven't met. If the Fed indeed tests XRP and pushes for adoption, this could be the catalyst that propels XRP's value. Not only will central banks be scrambling to adopt it, but other financial institutions, from banks to payment providers, will likely follow suit. Let's take a moment to clarify the price surge speculation surrounding XRP. While it's exciting to think about XRP hitting $10,000, this type of price increase would require massive structural changes to the global economy, including shifts in financial regulations and widespread adoption of blockchain technology. While XRP's utility could certainly drive its price up, it's important to temper expectations and consider the realistic market conditions. A price of $10,000 may be far-fetched, but there's still plenty of potential for significant growth as adoption increases and more financial institutions integrate XRP into their systems. A more realistic price could be $100 to $500 as XRP gets more use in the financial system, driven by its efficiency and lower transaction costs. Ultimately, XRP's price is determined by market demand, and adoption by global financial institutions would create that demand. However, this won't happen overnight. While it's tempting to dream about XRP hitting $10,000 based on the speculative rumors about the Federal Reserve, it's essential to focus on real-world utility and pragmatic growth. Yes, XRP has the potential to reshape global payments, but its value will rise gradually as it is adopted for practical use cases like cross-border transactions, institutional partnerships, and integration into traditional finance. It's also worth noting that Ripple has not confirmed the full adoption of XRP by the Fed, and much of this information remains speculative at best. So while XRP's future looks promising, let's be cautious with predictions and focus on its real-world applications that provide tangible value. Smash like if you believe in XRP's real-world utility and its potential to change the global financial system. Do you think the Federal Reserve will adopt XRP, or is this just a rumor? Comment below and tell me your realistic price target for XRP. Do you believe in the long-term value of XRP, or is this all just hype? Let's discuss.